Hey, what up guys? So we are gonna jump right into the questions. I left it open for you guys over the last couple weeks to do a little Q&A with you guys, let you guys ask questions to me via Snapchat and via Instagram. I picked out 50 questions from all the questions that I received from you guys, wrote them down on flashcards, and from there I randomly just picked out 21 questions, thought, hey, let's do a little 21 Q&A with you guys. So here we got 21 questions on a flashcard. I don't know what they say yet. We're going to run through them one by one, and I'm going to answer each question that you guys had to ask. Alright, so question number one. How many meals do you eat in a day? Alright, so that is a great question. Love answering this question. I've done all sorts of diets. I've done the bro dieting, flexible dieting, carb cycling, contest prep dieting, all sorts of things. You know, when I started this fitness journey, I wanted to really explore and find out what was the best type of diet for me. So I've done a bunch of things. I loved the results for a lot of different diets. My favorite results are coming from my current diet, which is flexible dieting. The way that works is completing your macros in an entire day. So to answer the question on how many meals I eat on a day, that could vary. I could have 2 meals, I could have 4, 6, 8, 1 meal. It really doesn't matter. As long as the macros before I finish the day are completed, that's all that matters. So right now, the way that I structure my meal plan, I'm eating about 4 to 5 meals a day consistently. So hopefully that answers your question. All right, question number 2. What made you get into fitness? What was your motivation? All right, so throughout high school, I ran cross country, was really good at it. It was about between 120 and 130 pounds by the time I graduated. Got a full ride to San Jose State. Went there for a semester, didn't really feel like I fit in, started to question if, running was really my passion. Ended up giving it up, coming back home, and when I was doing local runs with close friends around the house, after we finished a run, one of my good friends had said to me, Devin, you're so skinny, you look like an anorexic patient. And for the first time, it affected me in a way where I started to think. I started to question if I liked how I looked, was that how I wanted to look into the future? Didn't really take the question in a negative way, more so just trying to turn that question from a negative situation into a positive. So I had a buddy that had been begging to get me in the gym for the past year, leading up to that person hitting me up about the question. And so I decided to hit him up, and I'm like, you know what, I want to change my life, I want a healthier lifestyle, I want to get bigger, I want to feel better about myself. So, like I said, in motivation aspect, trying to turn some question that someone was just being honest and turning that question that could have seemed and perceived negative, where people may have, made it worse for them and they would have soaked in their misery or been upset or whatever. I turned that question into a positive response and actually did something about it. All right, question number 3. What advice would you give to a person who wants to start a fitness journey? I get asked this a lot, actually. Where do I begin? How do I start? What are the directions? I always tell people, be you, find your niche, and do something that's going to make you stand out. Everybody in fitness has a great body. That's undeniable. But what is going to separate you from everyone else that could be more than just a body? Something that I felt has worked with me throughout my fitness journey is being able to express myself. If I'm having a bad day, if I'm feeling unmotivated, all those things, people want to feel like they can relate to you. They want to feel as though you're human and you do have bad days too. When I started expressing myself, started to hear comments back to me, it was really refreshing to realize that, so many people in this world, and we're all going through the same struggles. There would be times where I'd express myself and people would, reply back with, man, I really needed to hear that. That really changed my situation around, So when you start your fitness journey, really find what's going to make you stand out. What's going to make you different from everybody else that has a great physique. Those are important factors and, things that are really going to progress you far into the future. Question number 4. Struggling with people hating on me for wanting to be in the gym instead of partying. How do I deal with this? Awesome question. I actually just answered this guy on Snapchat last night, and it was cool to be able to interact with him. I could really feel how down he was about it, and I actually went through the same situation. I started to become very passionate about the gym, and my friends started to not disown me, but started to distance themselves from me. I'd hit them up, they wouldn't respond, and I started to realize who my real friends were. I have a small group of real friends that actually stood by me while I pursued fitness. And something you have to realize is the more you start to better yourself and the people that stay complacent with life, you start to look at you in a way like you're trying to be better than them, and they separate themselves from you. You know, your true friends are going to stay true to you regardless of anything that goes on in your life, you know, and those are the people you want to stick to. You know, so to answer this guy, I said, man, you got to do you. You got to do what's going to be best for you. 10 years down the road, you don't want to look back and go, man, I wish I would have made the decision to continue pursuing fitness, but I chose to stick with my friends because I didn't want them to think differently of me. You got to do what's best for you, because down the road, the only person that's going to hate the decisions you didn't make was yourself. Okay, question number 5. If you could choose one movie to watch over and over again, what would it be? Honestly, that's a funny question. I love this movie to death. It's probably one of my favorite movies of all time. White Chicks, I would watch it all day long. Funny movie, has me cracking up. I literally, like the question says, I could watch it all day over and over. Alright, question number 6. Which are your favorite pairs of shoes? Alright, so if you guys watched my last YouTube, I did a thorough breakdown of all my shoes, showcased all my shoes. I actually did a top 10. So if you guys aren't subscribed to my YouTube, you're watching this now, make sure you guys go check out my video before this about my shoe collection. It gives you the breakdown from 1 to 10 of my favorite shoes. So whoever asked this question, make sure you check out that YouTube video and find out what is my #1 favorite shoe. Question number 7. What is your dream girlfriend like? Does she have to go to the gym? What is my dream girlfriend? 2 things I look for in a girl is, do they have personality and do they have a drive? You know, at the end of the day, I have to be able to hold conversation, I have to be able to laugh, I have to be able to engage. You know, is that person personable to my close friends, people in public? You know, I want someone that's going to be able to engage where I can have a long future with them that isn't just dull and not much to say. You know, the personality for me is so important. And obviously a drive. I work my ass off. There's a lot that you guys don't see behind closed doors, of the hustle, the photo shoots, the filming, the constant moving, all the other things that people don't see. You know, if I'm working my ass off and the girl that I'm dating is staying complacent like most people in life, you know, it's just not going to work for me. You know, you find those 2 things, the personality and the drive, and that person becomes automatically attractive to me. You know, so those are 2 key factors. Does she have to go to the gym? I would say, with my lifestyle, she doesn't necessarily have to go to the gym, but she has to understand why I'm in the gym, why I do the things I do. It's very hard to be with somebody that doesn't understand that. So, question number 8, favorite basketball player. My favorite basketball player of all time is Allen Iverson. He actually just got inducted to the Hall of Fame, so congrats to him. Aside from all the bullshit that he went on off the court and the troubles he had and all that stuff, when that dude was on the court, you know, he was an animal. For his size, I can honestly say he's probably one of the best players at his position. For his size, that guy would just grind out every single game, killing it for his team, and I have much respect for that guy. Question number 9. What were you doing before you decided to devote your life to being fit? What were your goals prior to what they are now? Okay, so before I got into fitness, fitness was secondary to my 2 jobs that I had, which was working behind a bar at a club and working behind a bar at a restaurant. Those were paying the bills. They weren't my passion. Like a lot of you know, I get questions with people, you know, I'm working a job I don't like. I love the gym. I want to be in the gym. You know, I was in a similar situation. You know, working those jobs was not my passion, but it paid the bills. And at that time, you know, pursuing fitness and making that a full-time thing would have not been able to pay, you know, the bills, you know. So my goals then, I didn't really have goals. I felt like I was lost, and I really was holding on to fitness being my passion and being something that long down the road I'd be able to make a lifestyle out of it. And I'm fortunate enough to, you know, sit here today and say that fitness is something I do for a living and I'm able to live off of it. So, you know, if I didn't really find fitness and I didn't pursue that, you know, I honestly don't know where I would be right now. So, question number 10, blondes or brunettes? Oh man, so all my girlfriends I've ever had are brunettes. I have to go with brunettes. I love the blondes still. You guys can be my friends, but brunettes all day, y'all the real MVP. Question number 11, how long have you been lifting? So I actually started lifting around this time when I was 19 years old, so about 19 and a half. I've been doing it for 6 years now. It's crazy to be able to look back and be like, damn, you've been lifting for 6 years. I remember when I first started, I said, man, it's gonna take me 2 to 3 years to look how I wanna look. And now we're reflecting on this question now, and it's been 6 years down the road. You know, time flies when you're pursuing your passion and living it day in and day out. You know, you never work a day in your life. Question number 12, What motivates you every day to do what you do? Honestly, you guys motivate me. You guys are the reason why I continue pushing. When I have a bad day and I post something, the comments that come through, the positivity, the fact that I feel you guys to keep pushing in the gym is what fuels me to keep pushing for you guys as well. So I always get, man, you're my motivation, but people don't understand that, seeing your guys' comments and how much I affect lives, and to be able to do that on a daily basis, like, you guys are the true inspiration for me. So when you guys sit there and say to me, man, Devin, you inspire me, you guys have to realize that just as much as I inspire you guys inspire me just as much. Question number 13, what's the better cardio, sex or plain old cardio? Well, obviously, sex, you can't beat it. You know what I'm saying? So if you're getting the sex in, you can't get the sex in, then obviously your option's cardio. So if you can get both in, let's burn the calories, let's eat more food, let's enjoy life, merry-go-round, let's kill it, Question number 14, who was your biggest inspiration in fitness? Who did you look up to the most when you started? All right, so when I decided to live a healthier lifestyle, get bigger, I knew nothing about fitness. I didn't know what Olympia was. I didn't know who past winners were. I didn't know who famous people in bodybuilding were. I didn't know any of that. So to answer that question, I hope this doesn't come off as conceited or in a way where I'm trying to sound cocky, but I was my own motivation. I looked in the mirror and I wanted to better myself. Like I said, I didn't know anything about bodybuilding. I just knew I wanted to be bigger. I wanted to feel better about myself. I wanted to live healthier lifestyle and just be more confident in my overall appearance. Obviously, as I got more into fitness, I started to learn about who past Olympia winner were, who were famous bodybuilders. I would probably say, getting into fitness, the only person I knew that was in bodybuilding was Arnold. So like I said, my biggest motivation was just myself, just wanting to be better in all aspects of life. Question number 15. Favorite place to go on vacation? So I'm 25 years old. I've been blessed to be able to travel the world, go to different expos all over the world, visit you guys, inspire you guys, see you guys, meet you guys, all that kind of stuff. So, like I said, I've been blessed to be able to travel and do these things at such a young age, where people, live a whole life and they don't even get to experience this. So I would have to say my favorite place out of all the places I've visited would be Australia. The hospitality, the overall atmosphere, the way that the people are there, very humble, very, very talkative, very energetic. You really just feel an awesome vibe when you go there. So I want to give a quick shout out to you guys in Australia. Love you guys. You guys are awesome, very motivating. I wish there was more people like you in the States. Question number 16, how tall are you and how much do you weigh? 5'8.5", I'm currently 183 pounds. My weight fluctuates a lot. I'm an ectomorph, very hard gainer, so that can vary depending on what I eat day by day, but those are the current stats. Question number 17, how often do you train each muscle group, and typically how long are your workouts? So depending on if I train alone, if I train with someone, that's going to vary from 45 minutes to potentially 2 hours. I like to train alone and do high intensity workouts, supersetting, moving left and right, constantly on the go with workouts. So when I train alone, I do about 45 minutes to an hour. If I go train with Brandon, we usually are there for about 1.5 to 2 hours. Obviously, you got to wait turns from set to set. So those are the splits for me. Question number 18, what is your favorite body part to train? So throughout the years, it's changed for me as I've gotten bigger and I've done more workouts. I remember when I first started, I loved training shoulders, then it switched to back, and now I just love chest. I get a great pump from it, love the workouts. It's something I definitely look forward to. Obviously, I like training all body parts, but if I had to pick a specific one, currently right now, chest. Question number 19, do you plan on having kids? Answer to that is yes. If I was to give you a question, if I was to answer this question now and say how many at this moment, I would probably say 2 sounds ideal to me. Obviously, I don't know what holds in my future and what I plan on doing years down the road from now. Question number 19, do you plan on having kids? Yes, I plan on having kids. How many kids at this moment I couldn't say. Who knows 5 years down the road when I actually consider having kids, where I'm at, what I want to do with my life, those types of things. You just really never know. So, but I do plan on having kids. Question number 20, which car is your favorite car to drive? So Nissan GTR is definitely my favorite. It's something that I'm very accomplished by. It was actually my first purchase by myself. So it's one of those things that I remember when I first drove off the lot, I was able to really reflect and almost brought tears to my eyes. I remember, struggling, being able to barely pay rent, being able to barely buy food for protein, those types of things. So when you make an accomplishment like that, whether it's buying a house, buying your first car, buying your first apartment, whatever it is that you dream and inspire to get to, it all pays off when you finally get that moment and you do the first purchase on your own. It's a humbling experience, and I was truly grateful to be able to reflect back and realize that all that hard work that I had put in had finally paid off. Question number 21: how did you get sponsored by Shreds? So just like when I answered about, advice on getting in the fitness thing, I remember I was posting on Instagram. I was very new to the whole fitness aspect on Instagram. I was posting my transformation, my progress. Back then, the whole selfie thing was not a thing. I remember a lot of my friends at the time used to think that I was conceited into myself for posting progress pics, showing my abs, whatever. And so, I didn't care. It was more of a motivational aspect for me to want to push more and really express to people, my journey, and hopefully they, would come along on the journey and see what I had to offer. So, I promoted motivational stuff, talking about my struggles, the motivation that I had to keep wanting more in life. And, I remember I got a kick message. It was funny when I got it from Joey, actually. 2 days prior, I had seen his profile for the first time, and I was never seen somebody as big as him. And 2 days later, I got a message from him on Kick Message. We went back and forth, talked about supplement companies, picking the right one, and he ended up sending me Shred supplements. I tried them for a couple months. We were in contact. Loved the product, everything they stood for. And when I got noticed by them, they had said to me, we loved everything about you. You were real. You did what was coming from the heart. You didn't try and fake who you were. You expressed yourself. You motivated people. You inspired people. And you genuinely had that passion to want to help them, and that's what really, gave them that reason to want to hit me up and pursue, what Shreds had to offer. I back that company 100%. If I look to this day, I would support them with everything I got. I want to be with a company where no matter the good, the bad, or the ugly, I support the brand, and I'm always there for the brand. And Shreds has always been something that no matter what goes on, and whether there's hate, whether there's love, whatever's going on in the current moment, I support the brand. I love our products. I've loved them since day one, and that's why I signed. I signed on Christmas. It was one of the best Christmas gifts I'd ever got. Been there for 3 years now. So as far as how you get sponsored, like I said, you want to be you, separate yourself from everyone else, and really just express yourself on all types of ways. Alright guys, so that is a wrap on our 21 questions. I want to say thank you guys for all the questions that came in. It was really cool to be able to read stuff and really narrow them down and then pick my questions that I wanted to answer for you guys. On my last video, I actually had you guys pick your favorite shoe, comment on my Instagram as well as on my YouTube. So what I want to do now is announce the winners for the care package. I said 5 people, so bear with me. Let me pull them up real quick. Alright, so for the first winner of the care package, I'm going to say your guys' Instagram name. The way that I want it to work is when I say your guys' Instagram name and you're a winner, I want you to DM me on my personal account letting me know that you got this YouTube video and you saw it, and then we'll go from there with your address, and I'm going to send you a care package from the dedicated brand. So the first winner is Pierce Robinson. The second winner is CJ Swole. Third winner is Sabzi93. Fourth winner is DZ_fitness. And the last winner is Autumn Witch Sky. So, like I said, if it's any of you guys, those 5 people, you guys are the winners of my care package. Thank you guys for contributing. Thank you guys for listening and doing what it took to get entered into the contest. And I can't wait to see you guys next week.